Hi, my name is Dorothy Rosen. Welcome to my jewelry studio in Halifax. I'm here in Halifax, Nova Scotia. Today I decided to tell you about another one of my tools because I had fun last week when I talked about my torch, and actually my torch station is over there, my soldering station is over there, and you can actually see it in the background. You see where that color wheel is? If you've ever been in my virtual atelier having a Zoom consultation with me, you would have seen that behind me. So that's where my desk is, just to orient you. So let's see. I have not tried this out earlier because I had a snafu with my newsletter this morning. I sent out a survey and apparently the link didn't work. So anyways, it's all good. So today I wanted to talk to you about my rolling mill, and I hope this is gonna work because I didn't try it and I know I didn't get a chance to check this. Doesn't matter. A rolling mill is a tool. It's a mechanical tool in my case, and I'm going to show you. Am I going to show you right now? I'll show you in a little bit. It's a mechanical tool that consists, simply speaking, of two rolls, steel rolls that are sitting on top of each other like this, and by feeding metal through in between the two rolls and rolling the metal through, you can make that metal thinner in a very uniform way. So it's a very calibrated tool of two circular tubes that I'll show you in a second, and it'll make more sense. I did want to say that they found the earliest, most rudimentary version of this from jewelers using this in 600 before the Common Era. So that's a long time ago. People have been using this type of tool for a very long time. There was also a drawing found that Leonardo da Vinci did of a rolling mill, and that would have been, of course, in the 14-something, whenever he was alive. I want to say 48, but I can't remember. Something like that, 1480s maybe. And then in 1500, a rolling mill was used to roll out gold to make it very evenly the same thickness in order to make coins. This is what I found in my research, although I thought coins were mostly cast, so don't know about that. I'll have to do some more research. Most rolling mills today are used in like steel production, and they're all mechanized. They're all like electric, and they have like the huge things. The jeweler's rolling mill, there are electric ones for jewelers. That would freak me right out, because if you got your finger in there, your finger would be toast. Or your hand. I have a mechanical one, and I love it. And so what's a rolling mill used for? It's used for, and maybe I'll show you actually. Let me see, I gotta get you down a little bit, and my mill is right in front of me. Boom. Turn around. Yes, there it is. So it's got, can I make this? No, I cannot. Sorry. It has, this is not going to hold, is it? No. It has this handle here that I can turn, and that determines how far apart these rollers are. So these are the rollers I was talking about. These guys here, they're the rollers, and you can see that if I crank this way, you can see how that opens. This space. So this is where I would put my metal in, hopefully not that thick. And then this guy over here, this is the crank. And it's got quite a long handle. I wouldn't do this sitting down normally. I would do this standing up. So this is so that you have some leverage. That's why it's so long. And that's what that does is turn these. You can see that, I hope. It turns these guys, there are these gears over here that translate the force so that you don't have to work quite as hard. There are fancier ones and more simple ones of these. I love this thing. Like, I like anything like that that is just so smart, that works together. I think I need to adjust these guys down a little though now that I look at it. In any case, so you can see that there is a flat side, flat rollers, and these are grooved. And this is called a combination rolling mill. And I'll talk first about the flat side. The flat side, you can, in this, on this side, you can, for example, if I was to, I wrote about this in my newsletter, that I took a client's gold. If it's high carat gold, I can melt it. That was 22 karat gold. And that one I planished with a planishing hammer, but you could theoretically roll it through here. Actually, I wanted to show you another piece. I'll see if I can get that out while I'm talking. So that's one thing you can do, is make metal thinner, essentially. So if you put an ingot in there, for example, you can roll it out. It's very, very important never to use steel in there, never to put steel inside. And there's a bunch of other rules. For example, your metal always needs to be annealed, and then so on and so forth. So it's, actually not legal to put coins, to melt coins or put them through there. But let's say you had started with a round thing of gold. This is 22 karat gold. And then you rolled it out, it would become longer and longer and longer. So this is has been cut off, actually, and then rolled some more. But you see how thin that is? That is not how thin that started. So by adding a piece here, and then, let's see if I can get this around the camera, and then setting it so that it just touches, I can make this flatter and flatter, and then progressively, see, now it's a little bit flatter, and then I could do that more and more, and you can imagine how that would eventually make quite a flat situation. So that's one thing you can do. The other thing you can do is, this is how my the impression, you can make impressions by putting two things in here together. In school, when I was studying jewelry design, we would put people would put like lace and silver in there. If the silver is really well annealed, it would translate over onto the metal, the texture of the lace. The lace would be generally destroyed, but so you put two things together here, one with the texture and the other not with the texture, and the texture gets pressed by the pressure, pressed into the metal. I was working with leaves for my maple leaf series that I'm almost completely out of now. I had a couple in yesterday for 30th anniversary wedding, new wedding bands, and that was really sweet. They chose two of those rings because he's a forester, so it related. But yeah, so that's how I did the impression on wax. You have to be very, very gentle with wax, or it'll just squish out. Wax and leaves, if the pressure was too tight, the leaf would literally just like juice in the mill. And then this side is 4-wire, and you can see that it steps down in size. So then I would first find one it's tricky for me because the camera is in the way, but I would first find one that is the right size to start with. And I actually go like super low here. I don't even know if I can get this camera low enough to exactly fit in there. And what would happen is, let's see if this will work. Oh no, I have a bad connection. Reconnecting. Okay, here we go. Hopefully this is better. So as I add the pressure by cranking that top, and I roll this even just a little bit, it'll make that wire more square. Let's see if I can show you. Where's the part here? You see how it now has the 4 sides. So you can imagine, and it's more narrow. So this would get more and more narrow and thinner and thinner and thinner as I go along these different sections of the mill. So that's another thing that can happen with the rolling mill. I think I'm gonna probably leave it with that. Oh, I will say that's why when a customer really wants me to use their gold in the making of a 1-footer, which is made from wire, and I need to melt the gold, realloy it, and then I have an ingot, a little thing like fat little thing, and I then need to make it into a wire. I have to do it with this process, which is why it ends up not saving any money because it takes a long time to do that. Maybe I'll talk about that another time. You have a great Sunday. It is so glorious here today. I just love this sunny Sunday, and it was the snow this morning was really beautiful. And I hope where you are, you're having a good day, and I'll talk to you next week. Actually, probably not next week. I think I have to skip next week, but I'll be back soon. Have a good one. Bye.